easy shove with sixes, but when we're like in the middle of the pack, where would we like sixth and chips? Maybe we just want to preserve that stack. Could like you could even go with open. I may even fold sixes there, the way the stacks are distributed, but maybe even open's a better option than jam.
Yeah, I think in the old, I think in theory land we can just fold this hand and look for spots to sort of 3-bet or 3-bet shove or open sort of blockery based stuff. But
exactly that.
Whatever, Jay. Who cares about theory? Let's get it in and win a flip. And take the chip lead, right? Take the chip lead if you win the flip.
We should make it a thing. We should bring it back 2025. Forget all this ICM stuff. Just play for the win should be the new norm, in my opinion.
What about the Brazilian the other day on the, what was the big one that he won? The thing lived where he was in, the Bahamas, yeah. Free roll. Good luck, mate.
Wow, we're seeing some spice, Jay. Look at this now. Ace-4 has sent it, and David's found another big hand. Pocket 9's on the button.
Is David Lloyd feeling all right?
What is going on?
He is not going to be folding 9s here, facing this jam. It's 14 bigs. The cutoff potentially will shove some 7s, some 8s. There we go.
Goodness me, we could be... Oh, and here we go. Wow, what a spot for Jake. Goodness me, and this is close. I don't think we ever fold though, Jay.
I feel like we can't. It's cut-off button, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, Martin's he could shove some stuff like 7s, 8s. David could have 9s and 10s. He can have some ace queen. He could have some ace jack even facing the cut-off jam. So it's annoying for Jay to look down at this hand. We don't really want to look down at Jack's. All he's gonna let it go.
Wow, pretty tight, pretty snug. I think like especially. Oh, is that is ace-4 and not aces, right? Okay. All right. Well, here we go. I mean, David Lloyd, how's your luck, Jay? Gets jacks to fold behind here somehow. Potentially going to crush over the 50 million mark.
Yeah, good for 40% of the chips in play. If David could hold here.
Wow. All right, here we go. Martin looking for an ace. At least in the early going here to try and stay alive. There's a 4 in the window. Oh my
wow,
goodness.
The jacks. Imagine if the jacks put it in.
David Lloyd, top set. Had his opponent dead to runner. Oh, hello. Ace of hearts on the turn. Surely not, Jay. Surely not.
I don't think you see the 9 over there.
Surely not. Needs an ace. Can't find it. 7 of hearts on the river.
What a first.
Goodness me, Jay. They're out of here like London buses. We're down to 6 already.
It's crazy. It took us, what, 3 hours?
Like, it is something we love to see, right? These sort of, low to mid-range UK buy-ins. You do get some great stories, Jay, right? Of people who've sort of sat it in for cheap or whatever. Hang on, we'll get back to the romance of the game in a minute. David. Talk about a heater. Pocket kings now in hijack. Goodness me. Here he comes. 1.2. Oh, you're joking, mate. Can't be real.
What is going on? We're going to be out of here by 7 o'clock, Andrew, if this carries on like this.
This is insane. Jake finds ace-king. I'm quite intrigued to see how he approaches this, Jay. You saw him fold the jacks.
Lots of flat.
I don't think it's a certainty that he gets this in.
Yeah, I actually I was watching one of the WCUP final tables, the 10K, a couple of weeks ago, and there was like a few spots where I know it's where they're playing for a lot more money, a lot more buy-ins, but there was a few spots where chip leader opens and like second in chips doesn't actually get to 3-bet. They just like play.
That's right.
They just play pure call, like aces, kings, their entire range, and I'm wondering in this spot if ace king actually does a lot more flatting than 3-betting here versus chip leader specifically.
I could 100% see it being a thing. I mean, what do you do now? Like, David's running the table over. Can we really 3-bet fold ace king? I mean, it would be outrageous if Jake finds a way to get out of this spot, Jake.
Yeah, it would. But the way that David has started this final table, like they're not getting the information we are. They can't see the whole cards, and it may just look like David's come in with the strat that he's just going to tear things up. And if Jake feels like that, I wouldn't fault him. Now that we get here for going for the 5%.
I mean, it feels incredibly hard to get away from this. When all those times, Jay, that our opponent is sort of messing with us, right? We just pick up 13 million here, right, without showdown. If Jay gets away from this, it's a sensational laydown.
Well, he got away from the jacks, didn't he?
Time bank deployed. Yeah, this situation, of course, a little different. I did wonder, Jay, if he might flatten position. You know, like kind of good things can happen. You can get the short stacked to jam behind. You know, it's one of these type of spots. Of course, can never be a mistake to 3-bet.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Now we're in the blender.
But this is the thing, like you say that.
Oh, he's got away from it!
Jakey boy saves himself not once but twice already on this FT. I feel like a lot of other players are out. He's had 2 lifelines now. The jacks perhaps could have got in and he would have got out flopped. And now the ace-king could have perhaps got in and he would have been crushed against the Cowboys. Oh, my word.
Yeah, like we did kind of reference right at the start of the hand. I was like, I'm not sure he's going to want to get this in. But even still, like facing the chip leader 4-bet, like can we really fold? And Jake finds a phenomenal fold. Maybe knows, Jay, how David plays and thinks that, you know, he might open lots of pots, but maybe he'll play honest with 4. And this hand can help him to do so. Ace Queen, 18 big steep. Is keeping it consistent. Makes it 4 million again. Oh. Mercifully for David, J does land on the just defend. He is dominated though. This comes queen high, it's big trouble.
Oh,
it does come queen high.
Called in the queen high board, and this could be Jake's opportunity to double up, and this would be neck and neck again.
I mean, from what we've seen, David fast plays these boards. He jams. Not surprised to see it, and Jake gets it in
queen
beautiful
jack against
shape.
ace queen on a queen high board. Nice aim, mate.
What a development this is. Dream of a spot for Jake. He can fade. Any shenanigans turning river, Jay, he's going to be right back in this heads up.
Good luck, mate.
Andrew. Yeah, listen, it's poker.
Jack. Some kind of backdoor straight. Try and put this one to bed.
Well,
oh, never easy, Mr. Harwood.
Hey, we need a 9.
8
9
or
or a jack
on the turn. David looking for a 9 or a jack to finish this heads up match. Can he find it?
9 clubs.
Oh, it is pain, but the wrong sort.
How much you got, mate?
Diamond completes the board.
And it goes back again.
Game on once more.
Here we go. This is going to put them, once the graphic catches up, they should be neck and neck again, only separated by a few BBs. Nine 6 for Jake on the button. Now at 16 bigs.
Yeah, again, one that typically people will limp. Yeah, David going for raise call rather than jam. Very small, it looks like. Interesting. Essentially a min click, Jay.
And the
little surprised to see such a small raise.
The price is right for Jake now, feels like, against his size. Gets to come in.
14 million in the middle. 3 pots back for Jake. 5 in the window. Followed by a jack and a deuce. This is a very interesting line from David. Min raise pre. Check flop. Is going to induce a bluff. Very strange hand. 4 million from Jake, called by David. Is, of course, ahead, but out of position. Great card, though, to see for as far as David's concerned. Makes it much less likely that Jake has a jack.
Well-timed check from Jake. Would not have been getting this through if he chose to bluff at it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, David is going to be seething here. Jake has to find a value bet,
Of course
Jay.
he does. David never has a jack.
Goodness me.
Never has tens for aces. Once he checks river, he'd value bet these himself. So Jake is about to become the chip leader, I believe.
Yeah, I'd like to see a large size in here. You know, we're pretty kind of... It's such a strange hand the way this is played out. He's gone 9 million. About 40% or so. I mean, I don't think we can fold ever, Jay. As played. David going to be fuming here. We might get a Helmuth-esque blow-up, Jay. I mean, you're going to be fuming here,
yeah,
right?
you are with this 9 on the river. I'm not going to lie.
It's so dusty. Oh, no. Oh, he's going to be... Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Goodness
Jake
me.
with a nice bit of value on the end. David has to pay his hand. Up at a shallow stack depth. He's only one hand away from being victorious.
Yeah, David's head must be spinning. That is an ugly way to get outdrawn. He did kind of allow his opponent to get there. You hate to say it. It was a weird hand, Jay.
It was a strange one.
It was. Here we go. 8-9 off. David is open for a raise, I believe. Yeah, 6.5. Jake can go either way with this one. You can play this as, you know, an effective trap, so to speak, and just call. Don't mind it. Let's decide. Just a call. Has a dominating King 9 versus the 8-9 off of David.
Oh,
no.
my word.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. It's the cooler of all coolers.
What a couple of moments. That 9 on the river to give us the chip lead. The very next hand, we flop straight over, straight heads up.
Jake Betts is about to win the UKPC, Jay, is what I'll tell you. Unless this board texture changes wildly, if he slow plays his hand and a king rolls off, or something to that effect. What an outrageous cooler.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? And
oh, and David just thinks he has the absolute nuts. His opponent can never have ace-king. It's the grossest of gross situations. Has he raised? He does find a slow play,
I think
Jay.
we have to. Our hand's just way too nice.
Sure. Now, if we see a heart on the turn, right, or a king or an ace, it's the only thing to slow this down. A low blank and it's all over, you'd say.
Even the queen.
Even the queen. Oh, he's jammed. Here we go. And that's it, right? No, king for a split. It's not completely over, Jay. King for a split pot. Jake Betts on the verge, Jay, of one of the greatest comebacks we've seen.
This is going to be
goodness me.
Some victory for Jake. Can he fade the cowboy?
Yes, get in.
Yes, he can. Wow, what an unbelievable cooler heads up. And Jake Betts, ladies and gentlemen, has just won the UK Poker Championships main event. Wow, Jay. What a heads-up battle. Commiserations to David Lloyd. Played a great game. Just can hear him in the background. Not a happy bunny, understandably so.
Yeah.
But wow, we have a winner, Jake Betts. Your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, you're not really going to see a more contrasting final table to the start of it to the end of it, because this thing kicked off with things flying. Callum Gordon was short with just 2 big blinds coming in. He was straight out the door. A couple of bust outs leading to a setup between Dale and the eventual winner, Jake Betts. Kings into aces. No king for Dale Wilson. Sent him out the door in fourth. We're then free-handed, and probably the man with hands played to money made ratio best at the final table. Costin Cristiano didn't really do much but sit there, but he landed his way to third. And then we got heads up about 7:30, and just under 4 hours later, finally, we crown the champion of the UKPC. UKPC. Jake Betts is victorious. He's taking home the trophy and the extra £10,000 after the deal.